we are going to make a stitch book or a stitch journal ready for the new year that we can do all our embroidery in. So what I've got is some fastening hoops. I've got rather large ones, but you can get small ones. Hole punch, scissors, some kind of measuring ruler, and some felt. So my book is going to be in felt. So I'm quite into sort of quick fixes, as you probably know by now, and I didn't want to spend a lot of time making the book because I want to concentrate on the embroideries. So this is what I've come up with, and I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to give it a go. I've got a hole punch. You'd be better using like a double hole punch, and then your holes are always going to be the same width apart without you having to measure them. But I don't know where my hole punch is. So we're going to measure where we want our holes. And you could do 4 going down the side, 3, 2, or if you wanted you could just do 1 in the corner and have it as sort of a flip book. It's just a way of attaching your embroideries together. So this is 22 centimeters, although it looks like it's 23. Let's have a look the other way around. Is it a perfect square? No. So I bought squares so I wouldn't have to cut them all, but they are all the same size even though they're not all 22 centimeters. So I'm just gonna make a couple of marks where I want my holes. I don't know, maybe that's too close together. We will see. And then hole punch them. I've tried a little bit. Some of my felt is a bit thick and it's not going to go through, but it does give you a perfect little circle. So even though that's not cut all the way through, I can see with a little bit of wiggling and a little bit of cutting, that's going to be a perfect little circle. And line up here. I'm using felt because obviously it doesn't fray, so you can just leave your holes like this, or you could do a blanket stitch or something around them. We're going to do a lot more, but I'm just going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to punch all my felt and then we're going to add them all to the book. So to get the next ones in exactly the right place, I'm going to do my little dots in the holes that we've already made. So I have a few pages done now. I've just gone for black, white, monochrome, which was black, white and grey in the packet. It's a mixed wool felt. I thought they were all the same size so I wouldn't have to cut them, but I may have to trim them because some of them are a little bit bigger. I've actually done my front page to show you how it's going to work. I had a lot of fun with this. Just completely free stitching or slow stitching. So I've done stitches I enjoy stitching, and I've just sort of done a bit of a folky pattern, done a little bit of a plique, got the ear on, and just some flowers, and just had a really nice stitch with it. As you can see, the back is a mess, which is actually not too bad for me, but you don't want that showing in your book. So what you will do is you will sew it to your next page. So I definitely need to trim down the next page. So you won't sew on this side, you will sew on this side. And when you've sewn something, you can sew the two together. So when you open it, you'll have a nice front page. Open up, you might have another embroidery here, or you could leave it blank. Another embroidery here. So each page is actually going to be 2 pieces of felt thick. And I wanted to make this a bit like a doodle notebook, because there's quite a few embroideries I do during the year that don't make it into a hoop, or I'm just practicing something, or I want to see what something will look like. So I thought a stitch book would be a good idea. But you can use it as a journal as well. You could try and stitch something every month or every week of the year, or some people do the 100-day challenge. Just taking a little bit of time out of your day to do some mindful stitching. So that, they do look a bit ridiculously big, but I am going to add lots of more pages. And the beauty of this is you can take it out and work on it in a hoop and put it back in when you've finished, or you can stitch with it where it is, and you're going to hide all your background stitches with a nice other pattern. And you can add and take away things. So if you're not happy with something, or you want to just keep adding to it, you can keep adding to it. So that is going to be my stitch book for 2025. And I don't know what it's going to include. We shall have to wait and see. I hope you join me next year for lots more ideas, lots more experimenting, and hopefully I'll be learning some new things, and hopefully I can share them with you. If you have been enjoying my videos, please do like and subscribe. That would help me out a lot, and have a good new year.